after a lot of feedback off followers, members, clients, we thought we'd come back, do another little bit of a podcast, covering a few things that you've mentioned, and obviously going into a bit more detail on a few specifics regards to training, nutrition, and of course we can just tell a few little stories for our experiences as well.
As we've gone on to the work-life balance, that's a good. Right, it crosses the board with everyone, doesn't it? Work-life balance. How do you juggle that work-life balance? Because I know you put yourself under a lot of pressure with work.
Yeah, I think first and foremost is it's again about managing expectations and understanding that got to work, got to eat, got to have time to relax.
Yeah.
And I think it's a case of thinking, right, what's realistic and what's not realistic. So if I said to myself right now, I'm going to train 6 days a week, it's not going to happen because I haven't got the time for it. So it's more a case of me managing my expectations. And right, I can't go to the gym 6 days a week to train. Even though I work in a gym,
Yeah.
I haven't got the capacity physically and mentally to exert myself that hard. So I think it's more a case of now is thinking, right, what can I do? Fit it around my work. But again, routine's going to be key. You know, without the routine in place, without the structure, you know, it's, you know, never going to happen. And that's why I think, again, trying to do PT training and also try and run online coaching as well.
Yeah.
It's trying to juggle it
And
all together.
relationship.
And relationships, you know.
Yeah.
But that's just come over time, you know, from spending like 1 day a week to 2 days a week to 3 days a week. And that's just took over time, you know. It's just more a case of that patience with it, really.
But does that mean that you've had to cut down the PT to accommodate the online coaching?
Yes, to a certain extent. So straight away, Monday is a quieter day from PT wise.
Yeah.
Because I need time to do my online stuff. I need time to do check-ins with my clients. Whereas if I PT all day, like I do throughout the week, the whole week,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. So I've kind of gone through a transition where I've gone from doing 7 days a week of work at PT to 6 days a week, now to half a day on a Saturday, half a day on a Monday.
Yeah.
Because that way I've got time to actually have to relax, spend time with my missus, but also actually start to build the online side of the business. And then really take from there really. But how about yourself though? Like regards to you know, obviously being a dad,
Yeah.
doing all your PT stuff. How's it been for yourself?
So when we had a child, we obviously had to discuss what's going to happen with work because we both can't afford to be off work. That's impossible, and we both enjoy doing what we do. So we decided, you know, who's going to do the morning routine, who's going to do the afternoon routine, things like that, and it worked out best for me if I done the morning routine, went to work all day and night, and Steph takes over on that evening and looked after the home in the evening, and it's worked out quite well. But now we're coming up to him come to school now. We're going to school, and again that routine's going to change, and somehow we still got to work and make money. But no, I think I've got it right. Again, I've cut down training over the years to accommodate one recovery of the body.
Yeah.
But not I can't fit everything in, and some things have to go. And so cut down the training. I probably train 4 good sessions a week now. Training clients, I hit the 30 mark weekly.
Yeah.
Spread over the 6 days.
I think you've heard something to me. Like I set myself a target.
Yeah.
If I, again, obviously just my self target. If I do 30 sessions a week, I'm happy.
Yeah. I have to do the 30 sessions.
So personally, if as long as you hit that 30 mark, anything above that is a bonus.
It's a bonus, but it also cuts in. I'm literally like every hour is accounted for in my day.
Yeah.
So I've got these certain times when I can work, and most evenings I do, which is fine. But I've also got the nursery pick up, the nursery drop off.
Yeah.
Sundays is a family day. You know, we've got quite a traditional family. You know what I mean? Luckily, my missus does the cooking, so I don't have to do much there.
Yeah.
So you know, it works for us. Again, that balance right.
Yeah, and I think like I said, like very similar to myself in regards to the kind of clients we deal with.
Yeah.
Yourself including this, like, you know, you're working with a lot more clients who have got kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of the conversations you're having now are a lot more relatable. So in regards to thinking, well, I do this routine with my kids.
Yeah.
Have you tried doing this with your kids?
Yeah.
Or, you know, I tried doing that didn't quite work. So straight away, you've got that connection straight from the get-go in regards to the challenges of having kids and the challenges of trying to fit everything in.
Well, I know what I'm good at, and that's working in the gym, the fitness side of things. And luckily, my clients, I've got advice on other aspects of life, and one would be kids. So, the advice goes both ways a lot of the time.
Yeah, and one of the most common ones I hear is oh, I'm too busy, I haven't got time to go to gym. But what would be the advice you give to a parent who says, oh, I haven't got time, I'm busy all the time?
Well, using Steph as an example again, my missus, she because I do the morning routine, she will go to the gym early. She gets up at 5:30 every morning to go to the gym, and then on the evening before I get back, she's brought a walking pad. I don't know if you've seen them. They're only
Yeah,
cheap on
yeah,
Amazon.
walking pads are an absolute game changer.
Game
Like,
changer.
especially for like the clients who have got working at home quite a lot with you at home like 2 or 3 days a week, and you've got the school runs to do, you've got the meal prep to do. Just literally get on the walking pad in between on your lunch break, or them kind of clients who have got the team meetings or the
Yeah,
Zoom
yeah,
calls
yeah.
where you haven't even got to be on the camera. You can just get your walking pad out, get a few steps in, and those kind of things are, again, absolute game changers.
She'll put that in on the evening, do an hour on there, get the 10,000 steps in. So for her, a training's done.
Yeah, it's
Her
boxed
steps
off.
are done. A training's done. If it's reformer Pilates or weights, she's
Yeah,
got it done. So it can be done. You've
yeah.
just got to, again, obviously life is easier with a partner where you can, share responsibilities.
Yeah,
So,
I think especially like in a relationship or a household, you've got to all be aligned.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
if one person went towards a goal, you've got to think, right, what can I do to help support that person towards that goal,
yeah.
or what do I need to do to be that person
Well,
who's gonna,
as is a family lifestyle,
yeah,
not necessarily like a 6 week goal. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So we all have the fruit in the morning. We all have eggs in the morning. We all, like, we all have the same kind
yeah,
of structure and routine. If I have chicken and rice for lunch, Shai's having chicken and rice for lunch. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't change because he's a kid and that.
yeah,
We literally all live the same.
yeah.
Even the supplements are put out the same.
That's it. But yeah, I mean, going on supplements, like, what would you say is like the latest kind of supplements that you seem to be trending quite a lot at the moment?
Oh, okay. The one is NMN.
I've heard about this.
So NMN works with actually the DNA breakdown in the
Yeah,
body. So it's like an anti-aging,
yeah,
yeah,
'cause-
anti-aging supplement, but it's such like an out there one in the
yeah,
fitness world. But not many people use it. But I've used it for a few years now.
yeah,
I half dose a lot of things. So you're supposed to have 1,000 milligram a day. I have 500 milligram a day. One, affordability, and two, I
yeah,
don't want to overdo things when I don't quite need it or
yeah.
don't feel like I need it yet. So yeah, and M&M, I've been taking that for a few years, and always, always, always the most essential vitamin is vitamin D with
I, I
K2.
think I
Yeah.
think I think if I had a pound for every single client that's gone to doctors, had the blood work done, and the vitamin D is low, I'd be loaded. I wouldn't have to
Oh,
PT anymore.
I tell them they don't even need a blood test. I'm like,
Yeah,
just get your
vitamin D.
vitamin D.
I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to look at our current weather. Like, we don't
Yeah.
get great weather.
No,
Get that
no, we
vitamin D.
don't. We don't. So if anyone's ever unsure, I tell them to go on YouTube, put in Dr. Berg vitamin D, and he'll explain, as is a doctor as well, he'll explain why you need so much vitamin D,
Yeah,
and then the quality, where it's sourced from, is important.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I think like so a lot of people neglect certain things like that,
Yeah.
and they're straight away thinking about fat burners and this and that. About when really,
No.
just get your general health sorted first,
Yeah.
because without your general health and
I,
your general functioning, it ain't gonna matter if you take fat burners or not.
Len, I'm against stimulants.
Yeah,
I don't take them. Do you know what I mean? Coffee is as far as it goes.
yeah.
Like Monster drinks, C4 drinks,
Oh,
Red Bulls.
yeah.
I just don't bother.
I mean, to be fair, like I say, I mean, I used to be a proper pre-workout junkie, been pre-workout every single workout, and again, I got to the point where I thought I'm not getting no effects. I'm thinking I'm taking
Yeah.
like 300 to 400 milligram of caffeine before my workout. I've got no buzz.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, hang on, something ain't right here. So I've completely cut that off. I do have a non-stim because I
Yeah.
do like, whether it's more of a psychological thing, I don't know, but I'd like to have that kind of pump.
Yes.
I like to have a bit of a pump for my workout,
But
and
pure
that and a bit of
niacin
focus.
does that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So niacin is what you'll find is in most of them
Um,
stimulants.
is it the nice and flush?
Is it
There's-
non-flush?
Oh, I had the flush one before, mate. I felt like I wanted to scratch
Oh
my
yeah,
skit.
then yeah, it's the flush.
It was horrible. I had like pins in the ears, everything, mate. It was horrible.
Yeah, but it opens up your blood vessels.
Yeah.
So same as in beetroot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same sort of effect.
Would-
Beetroot is natural and it would.
What do you think of the do you know little beetroot shots?
Yeah.
What do you think of them?
Oh, they'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah,
concentrated.
I used to try and drink beetroot juice, but nah,
Yeah.
just not. It's just up there like necking it.
It's a blood thinner. So
And then yeah, I was
yeah.
like, nah, I'm not having more beetroot.
No, you didn't rate it. You didn't
Nah.
notice a difference in your performance.
Do you know what? Not really.
Oh,
Yeah.
because scientifically, and like there has been like massive studies on beetroot and how effective it is in your on your performance.
I think the same with was it pomegranate as well?
Your pomegranate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pomegranate.
I'm not too sure. I haven't read that one, but
Yeah.
the beetroot one, I think it was the rugby players. The performance was up to 30% increase in their performance from beetroot alone.
Yeah.
So it is good.
That's
It
cool,
is.
man. So yeah, I want to like basically talk a little about like the kind of what happens after a diet. After you've
Oh, yeah.
so say for example you've got yourself in incredible shape, got nice and lean, got great for a holiday, and the amount of times people F it up at the end of it and go back to old ways. So what has been like your advice to like someone who's got in shape
Yep.
and they've got there and what's the next stage for them? Do you give them the roadmap for that?
Yeah, so we work in slightly different ways on our like approach to fitness. I try and change people's habits so they've got long-term lifestyle changes, so their progression will be pretty slow but maintainable for a long time. Now I know you've had some amazing transformations with clients,
Yeah.
and I can understand when you're getting ready for a photo shoot, how they might then do the photo shoot on one day, say on Monday, Tuesday they're back to, or Monday afternoon they're back to just eating,
Yeah.
everything and anything, and literally rebounding in the worst way, So the bad gut, swollen ankles, etc. So I understand how you would have to reverse them out
Yeah.
of that. So have you got the experiences?
Yeah. So I think when I did it, I absolutely had a mare. Like I did like a photo shoot. The first time I did it, literally did the photo shoot, and straight away was my birthday.
Yeah.
So of course I've been deprived of food. I thought I just had takeaway this and that. Then I had a stag do, Cancun,
Yeah.
all you can eat buffet every single day, all inclusive, and literally, mate, as the highlights going on, I thought, hang on, why are my trainers hard to get on?
Yeah.
Like I was struggling to get my trainers on, and then
Yeah, the foot swelling,
I
didn't you?
started looking at my legs, and I was like, the hell's going on to my legs, man? I can't see my ankles, and it just felt like I could feel the water like swashing around my legs, and man, I got to the end of the holiday, and I had to walk to go to the airport with just my socks on. I couldn't no longer get trainers on. I couldn't get sliders on. I couldn't get anything on.
And you still had to have a 10-hour flight
Yeah,
home.
10-hour flight home. So and that's just because like I just literally dieted down, completely utterly didn't think about I need to reverse diet. Just had this binge mentality, and again I just had real bad water retention from it.
So how would you reverse diet?
Yeah, so the way I kind of explain to clients is imagine you're digging for gold.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got my spade. I'm digging away, and that process you getting nice and lean. Then boom, you've hit the jackpot. You find the gold. That's the goal, right? All of a sudden you think, right, I've dug myself a hole, man.
Yeah.
How the hell do I get this hole? And rather than me doing nothing about it, all the weight just piles back on. Instead, I need to think, right, how do I strategically get out of this hole now? Because it's at the end of the day like a bit of a dieting hole, because calories have gone down here, your expenditure's gone up here, and all of a sudden you've gone like this, and this is not going to happen. So it's more a case of just gradually getting out of that hole. So it's a case of, right, if my calories are so low, my expenditure up, I just need to gradually, slowly increase my carbs or my fats, where it might be, slowly decrease my cardio, and then just keep monitoring it.
So you'll also train out of it.
Train out of it, yeah.
So you wouldn't just stop training
train out of it. But again, in regards to actual metrics, it's always going to be very person dependent. Just pure fact of how extreme the diet's been. I mean, if I look at like the last time I got ultra lean, again my calories was fortunately I was on about 2,200-ish, but I was doing nearly an hour and a half of cardio a day.
Yeah.
Right. So I might have another person who's only been doing 20 minutes of cardio. So their level of reverse diet might be a lot different to like say myself. So and the same with the kind of calories. So I'd never like put like a metric on it, but it's more of a case of monitoring it. And I said to a client the other day, like, he's getting really, really lean, and he said, Rich, I'm gonna have coaching with you until I've got where I want to get to, and then I'm gonna finish. And I said to him, I said, look, I said that's absolutely fine, But I would highly advise maybe staying on a little bit longer myself, because the reverse diet is probably just as or more important than the actual transformation itself, because
Yeah.
you've got yourself in fantastic shape, you've worked your
Yeah.
ass off, you've got nice and lean. The last thing you want to do is in 2 weeks' time think, oh, flipping hell, I've gone to square one.
Yeah,
Or,
because your
yeah,
body will put that weight
yeah,
on. When I
like,
used to box, I could get ready for a fight, get down to 60 kilos, weigh in, start eating that day, the day of the fight, thinking, oh, I'm fine now.
yeah,
I'm good. I could put half a stone on that day. Give it a week, I could put a stone on
yeah,
easy. And remember, we're talking. I was like 60 kilos. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's how fast your body will rebound. Now imagine if you're 12 stone, 13 stone. That
yeah,
that stone is stone and a half, 2 stone within a week.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, I always get like a raised eyebrow for like clients sometimes. Like, say for example, they've got a high day, start of July.
yeah,
I always tell myself, well, you're not dieting up until your holiday. You're going to be stopping at least minimum 2 weeks before. Look, I'm like, trust me. I
mm,
says, last thing you want is to look absolutely amazing for one day,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then second day, you think, oh, flipping hell.
yeah.
And then third day, and then fourth day, and then
Because your
before you
body's
know it,
rebounding.
the photos get a little bit less and less. The Instagram stories get a bit less and less of you on the camera.
Yeah,
And
you
before you
don't
know
want no
it,
one to see
yeah,
that body.
yeah. Then before you know it, you think, right, I'm gonna stay in the water just so my head's popping out the water, or I'm gonna angle myself on. That's the last thing you want. That's where I think a lot of people completely and utterly forget about the reverse
You've
diet.
you've reminded me of when we went to Vegas. Remember at the time we were both working at Pure Gym. We've gone to Vegas. You was doing what, 3 or 4 spin classes a week, plus
Yeah,
probably what, 6 sessions of your own weight
yeah,
training and other classes on top. And I said to you after a few days in Vegas, I went, Len, have you put on some weight? And you went, I don't know why. And I go, Len, you look massive. Like, check your weight. Didn't you check your weight? And you're 5 kilos up
yeah.
within
It's nearly a stone.
yeah,
Yeah,
2 3 days of the holiday.
yeah.
Your body's
It's just like
literally
a
swelling
sponge. It's like a sponge, just yeah,
day by
yeah.
day.
And I think any longer, then it just starts going a bit water,
Podgy.
bit podgy, a bit watery.
I
Bit
remember
soft.
that.
Yeah, the yeah, because remember we had the
But you never rested.
yeah,
We'd work in all the
yeah
hours under the work under the
first few
sun.
days. Photos, top off at the Avicii pool party.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
after that, no more.
I
I look all right
remember.
here. That's it, done.
Yeah, yeah. Don't take no more
That's
photos of me.
it, done. But yeah, but what would you like to cover for yourself next in particular?
Some of the things what was asked to me was cardio before or after weights. I get asked this all the time.
Yeah,
I've got my take on it.
yeah.
I like to know your take, and then
Again, first of all, is what's the client's goal?
yeah,
You know, is it putting size on? Is it fitness and well-being? Is it drop body fat? And I've always been a fan of, again, weight training first,
yeah,
cardio after.
yeah.
But
Especially fat
yeah,
burning cardio.
definitely. I think obviously I'm always a fan of HIIT,
Yeah.
but on probably a good 2/3 of my plans for clients with cardio, if they're going to do the cardio on the same day as the weight training, they're not doing HIIT training on a leg day, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
Just pure fact, it's just too much stress and just too much strain on the body. But I'm always a fan of doing it after weights, purely with the fact that we want to, if we're looking for results in regards to strength, performance, body composition, then we want to be our freshest for that weight training session.
yeah,
We want to be smashing those PBs. We want to be going hard on the squats or the full body workout or the arm work, whatever it could be. Whereas if we're somewhat already fatigued before we do the weights,
yeah,
then that could interfere with the progression looking for our weights. Then we might be wondering after like 2 or 3 weeks, my weights are not going up, I'm not getting any stronger. And that could be because we might be too fatigued from the cardio session. But again, like I said, that's just myself personally. I always like to do it after. But again, everyone's got their own way of doing things.
yeah. I totally agree. Generally after, but if you're more motivated, or one of my clients in particular, he likes to be on a full sweat before he starts his weights. So in that case, if that's where you're motivated the most,
Yeah.
stick to what suits you. But generally, yeah, I agree. After, especially if it's just a constant pace cardio, where if you could just got to have a hill
Yeah.
walk and just 5.5 kilometers an hour,
Yeah.
and just power walk it through, just do it after. Just
Yeah.
class it as
I
your
think
cool down.
I think I used to fall into that habit when I was younger that I've got to do it fasting first in the morning. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best time. It's better. And I realised actually, if I'm burning 300 calories in the morning, whether I burn 300 calories in the morning or at lunchtime or nothing, it's still 300 calories I burnt.
Yeah, yeah.
But
In
I think,
calorie wise.
but I think the reason why I think fasted cardio is good and effective is, let's think of it from the angle. If you are prioritizing yourself and first in the morning you're doing your fasted cardio, you've accomplished something straight away,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
means
yeah.
you've already started the day on a win rather than waiting for that first win of the day.
Especially on a low
Like,
carb diet,
yeah,
because you can get into the fat burning straight
and
away
also
in the morning.
and also, then if you had a long day at work, doing a leg session, you probably think, oh, I've got to do my cardio now.
Yeah.
You know, but I think obviously it's only going to work if you're in a position to train twice a day and separate the two.
And not many
Whereas
people
most
are.
people haven't. Obviously, myself working in the gym, being a PT like yourself, we probably have a bit more leeway in regards to being able to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know yourself's changed a bit having a child and stuff, but as a general rule of thumb, we've probably got a little bit more flexibility in working in the gym to get it done if we wanted to.
Well, yes, but as I've got older, I'm the one who started having personal training. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was gonna say about that. So obviously, I've known you all my life. All my life, sorry. Well, since
Yeah, long
I
time.
was a teenager, and I've always known you've been a keen boxer and stuff. And obviously, recently I've noticed more so on your social media that you're showcasing your boxing skills. You've invested in a coach to help you. Like, what was the moment where you thought, I need to get a coach to help me with boxing?
So a few years ago, I started swimming and started having lessons swimming because I wanted to be, a real swimmer, not just go there. So I had lessons, and I felt like after a few years of swimming, I thought, what can I do next? And the thing that I was slacking the most was the thing that I coach in the most, and that was boxing. Because I'm always holding the pads for people, I'm never actually boxing. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get myself a coach, which I knew a lad down the road, Juggy, a boxing club. And I thought, it's away from the gym where I work. So
Yeah.
it means I'm totally disconnected. I'm not the trainer, I'm the client. So I can keep my mouth shut, switch
Yeah.
off with the thinking, and just, be told what to do instead
Yeah.
of the one telling people what to do. And it's humbling. What I noticed was it's humbling because you can't see yourself when you're training. You can
Yeah.
pretend that you look a certain way and you can pretend that you're working hard, but when you've got your coach there, you're reminded.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the biggest part of it, is getting back into something that I was no longer good at and trying to rebuild them skills and from someone else a different perspective. So I've got somebody telling me, no, you're doing this wrong, do this,
Yeah.
do that, and then that flows back onto my clients again.
Yeah.
So in a roundabout way,
It goes hand in hand.
I'm retraining myself. That helps my clients. So
Yeah.
it's a good investment
I think
in myself.
Yeah, I think us as personal trainers, we haven't completed personal training.
No,
Like
no.
we're always constantly learning, we're constantly evolving. Like you're investing in a coach yourself. I've done it myself. I'm investing in a mentor at the moment to help with my social media and my growing of the business and stuff. It's because in order for us to get better, we need to invest in people who specialize in these areas, so then we can then become the best version of ourselves for our clients, basically. And it's one thing I've learned over time is, it's an investment in bettering myself as opposed to an expense.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Always an investment, not an expense.
And and I can completely understand. And I say to the clients, I was like, the gym. I said, this is my office.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a bit like you being in your office all day. I says, this gym is my office. So if you see me in another gym, it's because that's my time to switch off from work or my office.
Yeah.
And I think it's always good for the mind because, again, I mean, the gym group can get a bit much when you're there early morning till
busy,
late at night.
gym that you work
Yeah,
at.
it's busy gym.
I couldn't be in them kind of gyms anymore.
Yeah, so so I for me, I need that mental switch off. And on that note, it's like I put on my stories quite a lot sometimes. I'm in Costa and stuff, and I said to a client the other day, I says, I'm not paying £5 for the coffee.
Yeah,
I'm paying for the time to just switch off. The
Yeah.
time for me just to get in my thoughts, take a few notes, organise my diary, or remember, that's what I'm paying for. Because let's be honest, freaking cost is like expensive for a coffee nowadays, right?
coffee's
But
expensive.
It's anyway, right? But I'm not paying for the actual coffee. I'm paying for the switch off, and if I have that switch off, it means I can then be fully recharged, ready for my next batch of clients for the day, or for the next evening of clients, or afternoon, or what it could be. And I genuinely, it sounds really sad, but I genuinely look forward to it. I'm like, yes, I can go for my little
Go for my coffee.
a coffee now.
And what's your favourite coffee?
Cortado.
Mine.
Yeah, yeah, Cortado, man.
Yeah.
And if I'm being naughty, if I'm being a bit naughty, it'd be the caramel cappuccino. Yeah, if I'm being a bit naughty.
I don't deviate. Cortado only.
But Cortado hits a spot though.
I'll either give it back if it's not made right.
And then yeah, and then but you can't beat the piccolo in
Thailand.
Piccolo's the one.
I've never found a good one over
Mate,
here.
I haven't found it anywhere. Anywhere else,
no.
it does a good, decent piccolo. We didn't find it on the menu, let alone.
I know. I have asked for it a few times. I'm like, what? I got just a cortado, please. And even that's difficult sometimes.
Yeah, so it's one of the things I enjoy.
Okay, let me ask you this next one then. Managing expectations.
Yeah, so I think
from a client, they come to you and they go, I want to lose 2 stone in 2 weeks. In 6 weeks, I've got a holiday coming up, and
it's definitely managing expectations. And I think some people think, well, if it's took you, and this is where I kind of work with some clients, like, well, if it's took you 6 months to a year to gain all this weight, chances are you're not going to lose it in 6 weeks' time.
Sometimes it took them 10 years to gain that weight, and
right.
First
and foremost, it's about getting the foundation in place. Have we, different levels of clients. Like if I took a new client on board, so I want to lose 2 stone in 6 weeks, and I said, right, I wanted to have 800 calories a day. You need to run 150 grams of protein. I need you to weigh 100 grams of rice with 150 grams of chicken breast. Then evening time, you're going to have sweet potato with 150 grams of beef mince. Then I need to make sure you're taking your magnesium, your vitamin D, omega-3. Straight away, they're going to be too much in one go. So it's also understanding and managing where they're at and thinking, right, where are you at right now? If we're not tracking food and we're never doing it in our life, chances are you're not going to track it from the get-go. So it could be a case of thinking, right, let's start from the very basics. What food do we need in our diet? What food is good for you to have? What's nutritious? What do you enjoy having? Let's focus on that first. And then it might be a case of thinking, right, now let's go to maybe hand portions, like using your palms, kind of your carbohydrates, your fist is your protein, your thumbs, your fats, and maybe think, right, have we got a balanced plate with this? And then build it that way. So I think it's more of a case of just meeting where the client's at and saying, right, this is where you're currently at. This is where we're going to work towards. And then just being very brutally honest with them, saying, look, like, we're not going to happen. I remember in my first 1 or 2 years of PTing, I'd be like a bit shy or a bit apprehensive to say, like, we can do it, and deep down thinking this ain't going to happen. Whereas now I'm just very much like,
it's not going to happen healthily for sure. And I always stay on the health side of the fence first. I'm like, look, I'm not going to put your health in jeopardy for what you want. It reflects on me, and I can't afford that.
Yeah, like I said, I think we said many a time, especially in Wolverhampton as well, reputation is everything. Like, my reputation means a lot to me, and same for yourself. Last thing I want to do is have a negative impact on someone's health by doing something that's not ethical or right or wrong. And so I always again.
Yeah, as a rule, I don't fast track nothing. There's a right way, and the right way is the only way.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's problem as well is you got the whole kind of social media side of things where you see it before and after. I'll be honest, I could put before and after up and say this person achieved in 6 weeks. Yeah, no one knows.
I've seen it a lot.
No one knows.
I've seen people post pictures like that. And when I've actually spoken to the client, you come across them and they're like, oh, well done. You've done really well in 8 weeks. I go, no. That first picture is when I started with them a year ago. Yeah. The 8-week transformation came 10 months after, but he posted him off and went, well, that's a bit wrong. That's misleading. Misleading.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. And that's the problem. Is when you look at social media, you need to have trust in that coach.
Social media is a big lie.
Yeah, the amount of things you see on social media, that's a lie. And that's why I think just be realistic and be transparent and be honest.
Well, I watched something the other day. So you get a lot of the influencers and they're just they're benching 50-kilo dumbbells. Well, the person that makes those dumbbells was showing that they only weigh 15 kilos, and they said, who is your biggest market that buy these dumbbells or the plates? And he went, social media, fitness influencers, sorry.
Yeah.
And I was watching it thinking, none of them are actually squatting 4 plates aside. They've all got 5 kilo plates on, weighing like, pretending to be 20, 25 kilos. And I thought the whole world's just a lie.
Yeah,
It's just a smoke
yeah.
screen.
I think as well, and again, managing clients' expectations is they'll see some of these influencers on social media and look at how their bodies look, or look at the kind of lifestyle they're leading, and think, oh, that should be where I should be at, or that's the. It's like, well, not really. I says that's a very small percentage
Yeah.
of the whole world, and I use this analogy. I said, right, says go into. I says after this gym session, go into Sainsbury's, count how many people look like the influencers you're following on social media. I said, I guarantee you probably won't see any,
No,
right?
no.
I said, so what does that tell you? That there are a very, very small percentage of people in this world that are those influencers. So don't start comparing yourself to something that
Doesn't exist.
doesn't really exist.
No. Just the algorithms.
Yeah,
They've
that's
picked
it.
up the best, and the most likely been paid to,
Oh,
to be there.
don't matter about algorithms to made in. Like, because all that's on my algorithm at the minute is because I just googled it once. It was hair, hair tablets, like
What tablets?
hair tablets. Because I'm paranoid about my hairline
You're
receding.
paranoid about your hairline.
But anyway, but that all my whole algorithm is just literally all of that, man. I'm just thinking, God, I only googled it once. But yeah, algorithms are wild, man. Yeah. But,
Oh my god. Oh, let me think. What else? So over the years, have you noticed how your client base has changed? Because I
Yeah.
remember when I was coming 30, and I thought, how long can I do this job for? How long am I going to be relevant in this job? Thinking at 30, I was actually growing out of the job, thinking, literally, I thought, God, I'm going to be an old personal trainer. Who's going to want me? And then for me, it changed. My client base changed with me getting older. And yeah, I've been just as busy. And yeah, it's not been a problem. But did that happen to you too, where you felt like
yeah,
that client base
I
grew
think
with you?
yeah, I think growing up I had a lot more. I think to be fair, I've always kind of collectively had like clients around the same age as myself.
Yeah,
I think obviously now it's not more of a case of, oh, I want to get jacked for Ibiza, or it was like do feel like I'm having more and more conversation with clients now, who are getting married,
yeah,
or adapting to married life, or living with their partners, or having kids like newborns or very young kids, and also having more conversations with the older female about hormones, about
yeah,
menopause,
yeah.
and obviously mentioning a lot more to some of my male clients. Just get your blood work checked, make sure your
I
test
have
levels
that a
aren't
lot with
dropping.
my male clients. that-
So I definitely feel like I'm having more of those kind of conversations, as opposed
So the
to
client base is definitely grown
yeah,
older with yourself.
definitely. I think I don't really have many clients who are like younger than myself now. I've
Yeah,
got a few who are, but most generally the same age as myself, or if not, again older.
yeah.
And I think, and like I said, I never thought I was similar to yourself. I thought, oh, like I'm gonna just seem like out of sync with it all now. Like I'm not this like young early 20s
Well, when
guy
we
anymore.
started, I did think it was just a young man's game, and now we've been in the industry like I think 20 years now, and you've been there 15 years.
15, yeah.
I felt like the whole industry has grown, and us older ones are still relevant, and obviously there's a lot of space for
Yeah,
the
I
younger
think
clientele.
I think another key one is for me is making sure my content is relevant to the client base I'm looking for.
Yes,
Like if I start talking to on my social media talking about bulking, getting massive, getting shredded for Ibiza, it's not really catered for the clients I work with. 'Cause
of course.
I don't really have clients who are thinking, right, I want to look impressive in front of all the boys for Ibiza and stuff like that. Don't really have those kind of conversations. It's more a case of, yes, I want to get fit, I want to get healthy, I want to
For a
drop body
family
fat,
holiday.
I want a family holiday, or I want to do this to improve my longevity, in my
Yes,
well-being,
yes,
or it's more that kind of stuff nowadays. And I think it's making sure my content is relevant to that kind of person rather than
100%.
young 20-year-olds.
Well, yeah, my clients now have hit that 40 mark. They seem to be like 50 years old, 60 years old, but I would say they're the working clients that I've had. That like they come to a point in their life where their kids are old enough, their work's calmed down a little bit, they're not chasing, you know, their career anymore, and they give more time to themselves, and then something happens, and the switch on their training, and the amount of effort that are put in to reach their goals, they're probably the best client range, age range that I've had,
Yeah.
and they've got that old school hard work mentality, which no, not, you know, slagging anyone off, but the younger generation, not all, but some, don't have that hard working mentality now.
Yeah.
And that the old school have still got it. So it's an enjoyment to train them because they want to be pushed. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I can say, okay, one more rep, and they'll be like, no, two more. They're telling me, no,
Yeah.
I've got two more. They really do push themselves that
Yeah.
hard, and it's good to see.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, it's interesting, like how things have changed and stuff in regards to like the younger generation and like the clients you've got right now and the older generation stuff. Like, what's like one of your like how do you think the fitness industry is going in regards to prediction
Um,
wise?
so there was a time when I thought I got to be an online personal trainer, and I did try it for a short time, and it just wasn't for me, Len. Um, but I was scared that I wasn't going to get clients one to one, because it's so easy these days with AI, the internet, Google, whatever you name, to go and get yourself a program. But the opposite happened. I got busier and busier face to face, and the reason for that is, I don't know if it's because people don't go to the pubs anymore. They need someone to socialise with. They need someone to help. Obviously, they need someone to help them train. That's why they want a personal trainer. But yeah, it's got better, not worse.
Yeah. I think like one thing that I've like kind of noticed is I think more and more people again are a lot more health conscious. I think
Yes.
the level of vanity is increased.
Yeah.
Like more and more people have got gym memberships. More and more people will invest in their Botox, their hairlines, their teeth. So I think like all that kind of stuff, right?
They mention hairline again.
Well, you know what I mean. But no, but I do think like obviously more and more people are more like health conscious now.
Yeah.
And again,
100%.
like I was you know speaking to a client not long ago, and again like saying you know like pubs it's a hard trade now
Yeah,
compared to
yeah,
it
yeah.
was like 5-10 years ago. He goes young people don't want to drink.
No,
He
they don't. They
goes
don't drink.
yeah
They don't go out.
yeah. He goes they don't want to drink. But I always scratch my head. I think what did they do?
Game.
Do you know what I mean? Like what did they do?
PlayStation.
Do you know what I mean? But I do think like one of my like kind of predictions for the future is I do think as we go through the years and technology evolves and stuff, I do think people will thrive more for human interaction
Yeah.
because people are glued to devices, they're glued to technology. Again, for example, like, you know, we're not going to the office 5 days a week, we're in the office 2 or 3 days a week. We're speaking to people on Zoom, talking
Yeah.
to people on FaceTime, we're texting, we're voice noting, like we're on social media. Like sometimes I stop in the gym and I just look at how many people are on the phones.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you might be logging your workouts, but most people are just watching TikTok,
I've seen it.
Instagram, what it might be. I'm thinking, you're in the gym training.
5 minute rest in between sets, and even
Oh,
when they're working sets, it's 50% of the maximum
no,
effort.
I don't know if you've got it at yours. It's the Smith Machine Hoggers.
Oh god, yeah,
Like there's always in every gym there's a Smith machine hogger,
yeah,
and they do every angle. They do flat chest, they do incline chest, then they do
the shoulder press.
shoulder press, then they do decline bench, then they do decline press. I think God's sake, like
Yeah, then they can start on the flies.
it's like jeez, just get up.
It's still the same in your gym? Mondays is chest day.
Yeah, Monday's chest day. Yeah, Monday's
Yeah,
chest
so
day.
the world hasn't changed. Then.
Yeah.
It's
So
fine.
I had a client right, and he was top heavy, like did all his body, but hated legs. And I remember I said, right, we're doing legs today. He goes, no, we're not. We're doing chest. I went, no, we're doing legs. He's like, no, we're doing chest. I went, no, we're doing legs. You need to work your legs. So we're doing legs. He stormed off and went out. Left the session.
You actually had a client fall out with you over
Yeah,
a leg session.
he stormed off. Rather than the session, he stormed off. I was like, but he's
Did he come back?
Yeah, he's come back now. He's all right now. He gets on with it now. I'm like, right, I know. I said, no, you don't like legs. I
Did you
know
take
you
the session off his block booking?
that time, yeah, I did. My time's taken up, man. So, but yeah, so he's learnt now. He goes, he hates it, but he gets it done now. I said, look, like I says, you're not going into the summer without at least a set of legs.
Yeah, you got to have a set of legs in the
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I had the story of a client storm off. So My client said his car's broke down. I went, no problem. I'll pick you up on the way at the gym. So I picked him up, went gym, and I showed him an exercise. He went, I'm not doing that. I says, can you at least try? No. So obviously, when someone's telling you no, you're going to say yes. You're the trainer. And I was like, okay, just try for me. No. Gets his back up that much, he storms out the gym. Again, storms out the gym. I sat there for about 10 minutes. Thought, I'm not going to rush. Thought, he's forgot. He's forgot that I've picked him up this morning. So I go outside. I thought, I'll go and have a look for him. Go outside. He's standing there against the wall. I look at him. I go, you forgot that I picked you up, haven't you? And he's gone, yeah. When you want to lift back, he went, yeah. All the way back on this 20-minute journey. Not a single word.
Not a single word.
Not a single word. Dropped him off. About 3 days later, he messaged me and went, you're not booking me in for a session? I actually said, are you going to do the exercise? Till he'd done the exercise, I wouldn't train him again.
Yeah.
So I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah, I remember one of the first sessions I did with this one client, and we got to do some like a full body workout. So going into the free weights area, and like so again the free weights area, it was quite quiet, but there's a few guys, you know, like quite big wham guys in there. There's me and my client, and I said, right, first exercise we're going to do is going to be seated dumbbell shoulder press.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, like I've first kind of time I trained him, got his dumbbells, sat down, straight away. He went, nah. Nah.
in front of everyone. For what reason it was these sounds?
I don't know. The dumbbells were even heavy, and I'm there like looking around, thinking, "Just act cool. Just don't like looking.
Don't laugh.
Don't laugh. Just act cool. Like there's some like big guys over there. Like no, I'm there. They just going. That's it. Keep going. Just keep lifting those weights. Good. Got another 3 more reps." And yeah, honestly, mate, it was.
But every exercise, the sound.
It got a little bit less. I think he kind of like settled down a bit, but
you never recorded his session, so we could hear what the noises that he was making.
But yeah, like first night I thought, man, is this what purse training is going to be like?
And how long did that person train with you?
Do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? It lasted. I was with him for a few years, to be fair.
Oh, fair play.
But I thought, is this? And then yeah, I think he must have kind of realised that like you. Like I get like people make noise,
yeah,
and I thought, you know, maybe, but I get it if you're doing like a 1 rep max or something, but like not that
even
kind
a 1 rep max, you
but
wouldn't make that noise.
But not like it wasn't even a grunt, like I said, it was like I was just like wow, but yeah, that's bad.
As you got more selective over the years, are you more selective over the years now? Are you more selective on the clients that you take on?
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little more selective now. Like to be fair, like I had a client wanted to start recently, and again, I just couldn't help them.
Yeah.
For what the goals they wanted and what they were wanting to do and stuff, I just said, look, like I says, unfortunately, I can't help you.
Yeah.
And they're a bit took up for us. I said, look, like you'd be wasting your money investing in me because for what you want to work towards and what you want help with, I can't help you with it. You'd be better off doing X, Y, and Z instead. And I said, I wouldn't want to take your money because it'd be wrong for me to do so because, again, like I said, I just can't help you with what you want to do. So I think, you know, and I think I might have said to you before, like, with everything you do, I think stay in your lane.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
no, totally agree, stay in your lane. But where it comes from, for me, is a personality match-up.
Yeah.
I have to be able to click with the client to have that relationship, to be motivated to get them to their goal. So if they come to me and I think, we're not going to click, I will say, look, I can't train you, sorry. And, you know, normally there's not even an excuse. It's just like, I can't fit you in. You know what I mean? Because I got to have that good relationship with a client. And I just don't need to take on people that I don't like.
Yeah, I mean,
or don't click with, because generally I like everyone. I just,
yeah, I think
it's teamwork, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And like I said to you, like, you know, there's certain clients you can help, and there's just some clients you can't help, or there's some clients you click with, some clients, you know, you don't click with. And I think, you know, like, it is, again, like I say, thinking, right, am I the best person to help this person? And bottom line is, like, again, like I say, I want to say this every time, like, they're investing their hard-earned money into helping them get results, and I don't want people to invest in me if I don't feel like I'm the right person for them.
Yeah.
and I think energy is a big one.
Yes.
You know,
And
if
that's what I'll go off.
yeah,
I've got to have
if
that, like you said,
if
that click, that
yeah,
energy.
if a client gives me good energy, they're gonna get good energy back from me,
Yeah.
right? If I've got a client who's draining my energy because I'm not aligned to them, then that session is gonna feel like a 2 hour session,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna feel like that session's never gonna end,
Yeah.
and also it's probably gonna feel the same for them, thinking, "Oh, we're not done yet."
Yeah.
Like, and that's but when you have a clicking with the client, oh,
Especially when
God,
we've got long days,
yeah,
you know,
like, oh,
9 clients
time's
in a
flew by.
day.
Like,
Yeah.
I think, and especially when you're busy PT and you're doing 30 plus sessions a week, like, yes, like, I'm not going to say that personal trainers have got like a special job compared to someone else, but
No,
it
not at all.
does,
Not at all.
it does take a lot of energy up,
Yeah.
and, because we're constantly switched on, we're constantly helping that person, and we've got to have that same energy from the first client from myself. I've got the same energy for that client 5:30 on a Monday morning to the same energy to that client who's with me on Saturday at 10, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Like that I need to have that same energy throughout the whole week.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I think, also taking away external factors, understanding that like we also have lives outside the gym,
Yeah.
and it's just learning to like not bring that energy.
It's only been a few years
Yeah.
where you've gave yourself a bit of a life, because you just said that, you're happy with the 30, 35 hours. But I remember when you was doing 55 hours of PT
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah, it's too much.
You know what I mean? And I know I've been, say, just as busy, but you seem to have done that for years.
Yeah.
And yeah, just
Yeah, it was too much.
it's too much. Like,
Yeah.
as you say, you've got to rest your body. Your
Yeah.
body's gonna
Yeah,
collapse on you.
I think like now that I'm in my 30s and stuff, definitely realise how important rest is.
That's when I noticed it. When I hit 30.
Yeah, like
my body.
20s were a breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going out every night and turning up for my
Mate,
6 o'clock clients.
Well, back in the day, like you had, what was it now? Thursday night you had student night at Walkabout.
Yeah, so I was out on the Thursday
Thursday night, Friday night. Yeah.
Friday night,
and Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I'd still go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
I'll either have a Tuesday night, I think, in Stafford. Yeah, and I'll go to work the day after. Absolutely fine. Yeah, lived along. Like, it's just somehow I juggled everything with no sleep for at least 10 years.
Yeah, and then one day it's just like, I need to take a bit more rest.
Oh, I feel better now.
Bit more.
I do feel better.
Bit more recovery. What's been one of the things that what's one of the biggest setbacks you've had in regards to any injuries, and how you've overcome it?
Oh, bulging discs. I don't know if you remember the time when I seem to have a few years of problems with my back. And I've had 2 bulging discs over like the 2 years, but the pain was unbearable. Like, being able to not do nothing, and on about not even be able to take myself to the toilet.
Yeah,
this is how bad it was. And getting through that at the time, it was a nightmare. No training. I still had to go to work somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I got to work. At the time I was taking Tramadol, which I never recommend to anyone to take, because at the time you could feel okay, but down the line, they mess me up without even realising. So opioids are no go now in my household forever. But yeah, and then not getting the right treatment fast enough. So I remember at the time, I was taking the ibuprofen and the Tramadol, which again doctor gave me. But then I remember going to see a chiropractor, literally getting up the stairs of this chiropractor, crawling up the stairs after driving there half an hour, getting out the car. Everything was a massive job to do. And literally walking out feeling 100 times better. And I thought, I've put that off for months, and I could have been walking and feeling half decent. And they've just, within half an hour appointment. And so I kick myself now. And my recommendation to everyone is go and see a specialist. Don't hold off.
Definitely. I mean, like I said,
spend the money.
Yeah, so like I had slip disc. Well, ongoing issues, slip disc, and there's nothing worse, man. Like, you can't even stand properly. I remember I was like walking like a crab. Like I went to walk sideways, as
holding
opposed
your
to
breath, bracing up the core, just to move you out. That sharp pain just kicks in. And
I think when it comes to like the injury side of it, like, there's only so much I know myself in regards to helping clients and stuff.
Yeah.
But one person that I also recommend is Carney at Remap Movements. And I send a lot of my clients over to him purely the fact that if I get someone who I get on really well with and I trust to work on my body, I trust him to work with my clients.
Yes.
And then
yes.
he can then tell me, so right, such has got X, Y, and Z happening. So make sure they're doing X, Y, and Z, or make sure you strengthen, or make sure at least then
Yeah.
I've had someone who specialises in that area look at my client, examine them, assess them, and then I can then relay information back to them and say, right, in our sessions, we need to do X, Y, and Z.
And it's no guesswork. Because
Right.
a lot of the times a client's coming to you for advice on their injuries, and you're like, it could be this, could be that. But every time I say, look, I'm telling you what I think it may be, but if you go to a specialist, he's going to tell you what it is, and then we can work on that. And so,
Yeah.
scans. I always say, just go and get your scan.
Yeah.
Because even the physio says, oh yeah, you've done your rotator cuff. You don't really know unless you've had a scan.
And yeah, I mean, I think like I said, I think when it comes to this thing, I think chiropractors and that generally are quite switched on because I think they're always pressing. One of the things they do is they do the reactions first, and then they press into something into the back of their leg where they can try and press onto the sciatic nerve.
The nerve.
So generally speaking, when it comes to that, they're quite clued up. But when someone says, "Oh, yeah, you do rotator cuff," or "Oh, you've got a tear," or like a doctor says, "Oh, you need," like, no, you just guess.
Don't go to the doctor for an injury.
Yeah.